Yeah, I actually got really excited about exploring autoimmune and the implications of autoimmune when I learned some new information that this label, this diagnosis was actually a theory in the 1940s, and that it was never proven that the body was attacking itself. And I just found that so fascinating that for all these years, people have been walking around thinking with the misidentification that their body is attacking themselves. And this new information that I learned this past year was that an antibody was discovered in the blood of people with mystery symptoms or previously unexplained symptoms. And this antibody, they just thought at the time, oh, that's an antibody showing that the body's attacking itself. But that was the theory that was never proven true. And how it's seen now is that antibody that the body created that. The body created that antibody in order to work with the viruses that were in the body causing the disease processes. So that the body was working for itself, not against itself. I mean, for me, it just changes everything. And as I say that, there it is, thought changes everything, right?
I mean, when you first came across that, what impact did it have on you? I mean, if you remember.
Yeah, no, I do remember, because prior to that, the first autoimmune label that a doctor, I want to say, it came like across me, you know, I was in a doctor's office and she said, oh, these symptoms, that's this disease and that's autoimmune. And my first inner response was, that doesn't make sense. My body heals itself. I know my body heals itself. And she said, well, you know, we're not really sure anything that will help it. You could do this or that. I don't even remember what she told me. I don't remember if I did it. I don't think I did anything that she told me. And it wasn't until about sometime this past year, I was going over my medical history with another practitioner, and she's like, oh, that's autoimmune. And I was like, I never identified with it, and it went away. And so that really magnified the power of that. And then around that time, I had this new information that autoimmune is not a disease of the thyroid if it's Hashimoto's, or of the joints if it's rheumatoid arthritis, or of the nervous system if it's MS. That those are just an inflammatory response of the body that focuses on a body part or a body system. And that's why also, like, I could never, as a healthcare provider, I was never trained as a doctor or nurse, but as a healthcare provider, I could never understand why we would do anything to suppress the immune system. Like, why would we, if someone has an immune disorder, why are we suppressing the immune system? It just was so counterintuitive. And I remember feeling stupid. Like, oh, you're just stupid. You're not a doctor, so you don't understand. But now I see it was wisdom that was telling me. It was just wisdom speaking.
No, the fact of the body attacking itself has never made sense to me either. I mean, and I don't think, I mean, I think when people have put the label autoimmune disease onto anything, I think I think because it doesn't make sense to me, I've never really paid it much attention. So it's just one of those, you know, medical terms that I don't need to know anything about. And, you know, I've never been involved with the healthcare system like you have. But from my sense, if you like, it never made sense that nature attacks itself.
Right.
What other species or what other example in nature is an example of nature attacking itself? It just doesn't make sense. And it seems to me that it's I mean, for all the amazing things that science has given us, the amazing benefits that we've learned through medical theory, medical treatments, and so on, amazing things. For all of that, there is still there is still common sense, if you like. There is still common sense, and it seems like what the medical profession has done with that label is to give people less hope, for one thing. You know, to point them in a direction of, well, something has gone wrong.
Your body's going after itself.
Your body is going after itself, and that's just the way it is. And to my mind, that's never happened in nature before.
Yeah, I mean, let's really look at this. Like, just even with the human body, the human system, everything is designed for homeostasis. Everything's designed, inherently designed to work for us. And this understanding of the principles, like, we're very familiar with that about our mental well-being. And I just love what you and I have been exploring about knowing that about our physical well-being.
Or coming to know that. I don't always see it, and I don't always sit in that,
Yes.
in that knowing. Yes. And
Very.
just the more I do, or when I do, it has huge impact across the board to my sense of well-being and to my being well.
Love that. Your sense of well-being and being well.